the rule. Now what in them they call it that country? Republic of crime. Country where criminally they wear face mask of the president, they rule the country now. Republic of crime. A country where terrorists now chief of army staff. Now which kind country be that to? Republic of crime. Country where you look at the man, to look at the mind, to rise up against bad government. Republic of crime. Country where social media they control the youth, they make the youth, they wallow in the dark night. Republic of crime. Something happened the last time I talk. Zombie said them go beat me. Something happened the last time I sing. Zombie threatened to arrest me. Something happened the last time I talk. Zombie chased me for house. But bandits kill people for Boronu. Nobody threatened to kill them. X-Men kill people for Kaduna. Nobody threatened to arrest them. PSS kill people for Enugu. Nobody threatened to jail them. Maybe you wanna know the reason why. You wanna know the reason why. Terrorism is their way of life, but freedom of speech is a crime. If you talk, you go die, you better. If you no talk, you go die, you better. If you yan, you go die, you better. Even if you no yan, you go die. Democracy is dead in Nigeria. We don't die, since 1960. Them murder them, them shoot them, them kill them, them shoot them, them murder them, them buy them, them cut them, them kill them. Democracy is dead in Nigeria. He don't die, he died since 1960. He died since 1960. Democracy is dead in Nigeria. He don't die, he died since 1960.
Hello guys, good evening from here. It's 11:35 p.m. and it's my pleasure to come to you this hour. I want to welcome each and every one of you to this wonderful evening program and broadcast. Last night we spent some time as well, but tonight we might not spend all that time. But I might be giving opportunity for calls, because yesterday we didn't give opportunity for calls. But based on our discussion today, I might give opportunity for calls. With me is Mazi Solomon Peter, who is also in the studio. Mazi, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yes, Mazi Patrick, is my voice coming out clearly?
Your voice is very, very sound and clear. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At my end here, I will say good morning to you, Mazi Patrick Ikem, and transmitting from Sydney, Australia. My name is Solomon Peter. We thank you for joining us once again in this morning program at my end, but night at the end of Mazi Patrick. So he's the one who is contributing more at this very time. So, and we must say thanks to you, Mazi Patrick, for staying awake for this program up to this time. And I bring greeting to all Biafrans who are joining us all over the world. Depends on your time zone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening and good night. We welcome all of you, and also lovers of Biafrans, lovers of freedoms, haters of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, and lovers of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu. You are all welcome into these very programs. We want you to share these very programs and get ready to make your contributions, ask your questions, make your arguments, and also make your contributions as much as you can. Thank you very much, Mazi Patrick, for making me part of this very program today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi. There is this tweet that we saw. Galadima, he's an Abe Hausa person. I know you must have heard of him, that he tweeted about the arrest of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, and how this arrest and persecution of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, is now leading to Biafra freedom. And he even in that tweet congratulated Biafrans in advance, Mazi Solomon. And it's important that we look at the stage we are and how people are beginning to appreciate what we have done over the years. And that the freedom of Biafra, like I said, is not just the freedom of only Biafrans, but freedom of humanity. This is the tweet of Alhaji Shehu Galadima, and he said the worst mistake the federal government of Nigeria made was to arrest FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, a man loved by everyone, even his enemies. Today, the freedom of Biafra is near than expected. Congratulations to the people of Biafra and all who love freedom. Mazi, look at the tweet here. What do you have to say about this Galadima congratulating Biafrans in advance?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mazi Patrick. It is always good to stand at the path of truth and be consistent. There is nothing that will make people not to appreciate you over the time if you remain consistent with whatever things that you are doing. And again, if you are ready and have showed your readiness to the world, that you are ready to suffer persecution, that you are ready even to die for the sake of what you believe in, then you begin to give people boldness to speak about you. You begin to give people boldness, to appreciate your work. So, but if you are such person who is not consistent and who does not show any sign of readiness to suffer persecution, to even die at the cost of what they believe, people will disregard you. That is what is playing out here. That the world got to know that we are serious for our freedom before the freedom will come. If they looked at us and see these people are not serious, nobody will like to deal with you. Nobody will like to take side with you.
But for Mazi, let me say something. In a situation where you are standing somewhere and suddenly you jump and change name, like people are changing name today without being consistent, because it's also lack of consistency and indiscipline. When people see, why are people admiring IPOB today? Because of consistency and discipline. Mazi, is very, very important. They will not tell you. They might not tell you. But that is what have led to where we are today. Mazi, go ahead.
Mazi, once
Yes.
you say that somebody is consistent, it then means that that person is highly disciplined. You don't need to be consistent and disciplined, because the outcome of being disciplined, confirmed disciplined individual, is consistency. It takes discipline for you to be consistent. Or if not, if do you understand? Today, if you feel like you are winning or things are going well, then you are joining. But tomorrow, when you feel there is hardship, you will look for safe landing. You will look for a place to hide, excuses to take. DOS. DOS, and now an autopilot. Those things are excuses. Nasty one. And that simply means that there is no discipline. You have no discipline. You have no principle as a man. Because how you know somebody who is disciplined enough to have been consistent to what they are doing? You looked at Yehoshua. When everything about his death is staring at his face, he still continue in that very path. He still continue in that very path, having possessed all power that has been bestowed on him as God incarnate. Still, he submitted himself to the suffering of what he believed, of the suffering of what he believed to have been his mission to accomplish. He did not cry like a baby. Hey, who will come and help me in this situation? Rather, he submitted to the will of that mission. So, what are we talking about? It takes discipline for somebody to be consistent. So, for IPOP to be consistent in their mission, in their agenda, in their pursuit, up to this extent, shows how highly disciplined they are. Despite the internal challenges, external challenges, it seems like IPOP is in the middle, and all his and was surrendered by all his enemies. It's just like the Jewish state, who were surrendered by all their neighbor, all their brothers, is their enemies. That is how IPOP are. They are surrendered by enemies right round. Internal enemies, external enemies, infiltrators, saboteurs, deceivers, all manner of enemies is what they are. Betrayers. Betrayers under oath. For you to see the extent human being could go, because sometimes when they are telling us that people are using their parents, siblings, to make sacrifice to deities in order for them to have fortune, we used to doubt, how heartless can people be to kill their mother, kill their siblings? But it has played out openly in the struggle of Biafra under the leadership of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, that some people under oath are still betrayers. That some people under oath, they are still liars, killers, destroyers, under oath, without fear of the word they have spoken against their own life. For you to see the extent people can go, because these days we normally looked at things as common, even though they are not common. Somebody can tell you common oath, but they don't know the deepness, the depth of that very thing that they have done that look like common. So that is it, Mazi. So we have remained consistent in our pursuit, and the people have no option. The people have no option than to recommend
and start
the
congratulating us,
high level of our
in advance.
Discipline with less resources. With less resources, we are able to discipline ourselves, and we are able to present ourselves in such a way that you will have no option than to respect us and to respect who we are and what we represent. So that is exactly what the man is doing in his Twitter, because they have no option than to acknowledge our high level of discipline with less resources. Because it's normally said, to much who is given, much is required. But to him that less is given, then we are able to present much. Man, there is nobody that could look straight forward to where IPOP started, to the battle that IPOP has fought, to the intimidation that was meted against IPOP, to the blackmail, turning the world media against IPOP, all Nigerian media against IPOP, even our own people against us,
Even Facebook,
politicians against us,
even
saboteurs,
Facebook.
even Facebook against us, even the group of people that we started the journey, they at a stage they got bought over, they turned against us. People who has our secret, people who we sleep and eat with, discuss some
Yeah,
ignominious things.
Maz, like when the ex-deputy resigned, there is something I told you, say that it's going to be a very big damage, because in my mind that he has a lot of secret. Little did we know that God who is in heaven is faithful. Mazi Solomon, that he even had nothing that would have brought IPOB down.
Mazi, when Chukwu Okeabiama is with you, nobody can be against you. Nobody can be against you. It's only when you are embarked on a mission where Chukwu Okeabiama is not with you, that is where you will have problem. Don't underrate or underestimate Uchemofo. Do you understand me? The deputy, that maybe he doesn't have secret, or maybe there is. He might have some certain things which he has done to the best of his knowledge. Do you understand me? But it doesn't matter what you have against, or what you have against IPOP that could give them 2 years or 3 years setback. But because God is with them in this mission, and that is the assurance we have, that if Chukwu Okeabiama be with you, nobody can be against you. He said, the psalmist said, you Chukwu Okeabiama, you are with me. Who shall I be afraid? Who will do the battle with the Chukwu Okeabiama? Who will battle with him? Who can put his back down? Who can put his back down to the ground? Nobody. It doesn't matter what you possess. It doesn't matter what you got as an individual, as a person. You are still a mortal human being. Something can happen to your brain today. Something can happen to your brain today. Everything will flush away. You can't even remember. You will go into dementia. It's very possible. A mortal man is nothing to compare to the battle of Chukwu Okeabiama. Chukwu Okeabiama is with us, and he has given us all the secrets that it requires for us to restore Biafra. All the secrets. He asks us to be disciplined. He asks us to be loyal to authority, and we are doing it. He gives us command and control. Obey before complain. And we are busy following his principle, following his word. Why wouldn't we succeed? Why wouldn't we succeed? Why wouldn't people recommended us? Why? There is no way. They have no option. That is why when you are doing the sacrifice, you will think that people are not observing. People are observing. Even what is happening, all the shenanigans that is happening right now around IPOP, people are observing. And they are seeing how matured we are. Look at the IPOP has shows the highest discipline over the capturing of our leader. You know, they thought that IPOP are a group of mad people, youths who are
group of touts.
Group of touts, people who doesn't have head, group of miscrimes. So they thought, just leave them. They can make mistake anyhow. These people, they have no brain. They are a group of illiterates, as they used to call us. They are a group of social media errats and all that. They never understand how intelligent. They never understand how brilliant. They never understand the wisdom that is running in IPOP. And we display it when our leader was captured. What they expected is not what even people's and the other international community intellectuals, they are looking at IPOP as being more superior, intelligent to compare to any sovereign state around Africa. Not even talk of Nigeria. Because Nigeria, they are very childish. They are very, very childish. They are more of illiterate. They are more of novice. They are more of people who have nothing running in their brain. Look at a sovereign state full of intelligences, resources can be allowed themselves to make the mistake of extraordinary rendition.
It's true.
And after making the mistake of extraordinary rendition, they still brought the matter to their court.
And cannot even handle it.
And how can they handle it? After they have committed themselves, can you eat your cake and have it? They can't handle it. That's why FreeMaziNnamdiKanu says that people should not suffer our people sitting at home over the case that you know that Nigeria in 1 million years, they turn the case, they cannot win it. Because they have made the worst mistake. A state that has all manner of resources.
You know, this is something that I said. This is something that I said earlier, that FreeMaziNnamdiKanu understand that the case in court with Nigeria does not even want Biafrans suffering themselves and sitting at home and starving themselves for. You know, I said it some time ago. He understands that he doesn't want sitting at home. Mazi Solomon, go ahead.
Yes. There is somebody here who said that his name is Marcos. He said, you are not making sense. Who are you referring to? Then if you are referring to me or to this program, please, can you make it more clear? And you are also allowed to come into this program and to make sense. You are also allowed to come into this very program to make sense, or else you will remain the coward you are. You remain the coward you are. That is just the truth. That is just the truth. Yes. Nwangwele sinenu matue danana ma fonana onanya n'aka nli n'anya n'aka ebe onwere onye kụrụ aka o were isi ekwe.
But there are, you know, there are nasty people in the comment section. So it's not every comment.
He merited it.
Yes.
IPOP.
You have already addressed it.
In everything that IPOP has went through with less resources, they have been more outstanding than a nation.
Mazi, when you say less resources, it will seem as if there is a resources somewhere. Zero resources, Mazi. Zero.
So We are the most neglected. We are the most intimidated, and still we are able to prove point to international communities through the extraordinary rendition of our leader. Nigeria can make such a mistake, but IPOP cannot make such a blunder. They cannot make such a mistake with less resources they have. Nigeria, with almighty resources they have, they make a mistake that is choking them today, that is even choking them in their own court. They have become Babiala people. The days that are given for the adjournment of the case of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, the days is not enough for them. They are now doing Babiala. Please, can you extend the days for us so we can have time? But you rush to Kenya. You hire private jail. You are intelligent. They intercepted him. Quick. It doesn't take you time. You bundled him. You bring him to Nigeria. Okay, come and do the case. You are now a Babiala. You are now Babiala begging for time, begging for chance, begging for extension over the case that you rushed to go and commit yourself. You are now coming back to beg. Mazi, are you not seeing a failed country? Are you not seeing failures? Are you not seeing demented, black brain ruled country? Are you not seeing it? They have failed. They have no option. Very soon, the man Jubri on the marks, he will congratulate Biafrans very soon.
Definitely.
I'm telling you,
definitely, everybody is. The congratulation message, the congratulatory message have started already. We saw Alhaji Galadima sending his congratulatory message in advance. Now, why did they start sending this congratulatory message? Because them too want to be in a good relationship with Biafrans. Nobody wants to lag behind. When you look at what is happening between Israel and their former enemy, Israel is now making friends with the whole of the Arab world. They are the ones now coming to see how they can make peace with Israel. Because they say if you cannot beat them, you join them. Mazi Solomon.
When it comes to this, when it comes to the Jews, to the Israel, the Arab nations, they think that it won't take them time to wipe them away. But today, they have become the bone that hook them on the throat. It becomes difficult. The same thing they said they looked at IPOP, even the thing that gave their mass wearer, Jubri, or whosoever that has taken over the marks, that give him the guts to say that we are dot in a circle.
In a circle.
So to see how tiny they are looking at us. But in 1967, the same tiny eyes, they looked at us and said, in few months, we just finished them. And it took them 3 years. Non-cease of fire for 3 years. With less resources. And the same way they have looked down on IPOP. And today, the IPOP is now the bone that hooked their throat. No gala. Ana agonele. The reason we are winning is because we are making use of this.
Discipline.
We are making use of our brain. Because he knows how to manage his resources. We are not wasters. We know how to manage our resources. Some illiterates, novice, they hold FreeMaziNnamdiKanu. They want us to go mad. They want us to show to the world that we have learned nothing. They want us to present ourselves as You know, when I was growing up, my mom will always tell me, never you behave like negative name that people call you. If they call you a thief, make sure that for one day you did not steal. Now they will use their hand to reverse. They call us touts. They call us miscreants. They call us illiterates. And all you wanted is to prove to them that you are illiterate. You want to prove to them that you're a miscreant. You want to prove to them that you're a senseless person. And that is what some of all these infiltrators, all these wicked people who came to destroy the struggle for Biafra, they will come and tell you, we need action. We need action. Because their brain is not working. Because they never know that we are fighting a calculative fight. That once you make mistake, then it might take entire generation to erase that mistake. And DOS are standing on their position of power, doing all the best, reasoning with Biafrans, reasoning with Biafrans. And they try to make a proper consultation for you not to lose, for you not to suffer setback. And some idiots will rise to start commenting nonsense. To start commenting nonsense. We are educated people. We are learned. We are intelligent.
Mazi, look at what IPOB have achieved. In a very short period of time that FreeMaziNnamdiKanu was kidnapped, they were able to bring down the entire zoo flag in Biafra land, abolished. They were able to ban the importation of cow meat starting from April. IPOB have been able to, maintain the Eastern Security Network. With all the whole pressure and katakata, with all the whole confusion, they trying to find a way for the IPOB leadership to make mistake, because that is where they were pushing them to make mistake. Then they can now have something to hold on to. Mazi, while our leader was in detention in a very short period of time, IPOB was able to achieve all these things. It seemed like nothing, but it is a big deal. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, Mazi Patrick. That is just little to compare to what we are going to achieve in the upcoming days. IPOB has come of age. We have come of age. We have had a lot of experience in time past. And if anybody who has passed through what IPOB went through and was not able to learn and cannot be able to manage resources and cannot be able to, to make things happen in the present time, then that simply means that that individual has all this while tore the ways of failure. We cannot afford to fail. If we have a leader like FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, why should we fail? If we have been tutored by a man like FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, there is no failure in our dictionary. We will always win. That have showed you how rooted IPOB is to be able to have achieved, number one, leadership direction. Leadership direction. Everybody own this respect to IPOB. Ask them, discuss with intellectuals. They will tell you the level of respect, even through their comments. Go to their gutter medias in Nigeria and see how they are portioning respect to IPOB. They are not discussing IPOP matter as the matter of touts, as the matter of youths that have lost direction, inconsequential people. They are not discussing our matters there. All our matters are being portioned by respect. We aim it because of the way we conducted ourselves through the instrumental of leadership direction offered by DOS, through the HOD, being headed by Mazi Chike Doziem, is a classified leadership establishment that nobody today in any media in the world that can discuss us as less people, as confused people. Rather, any of statement we issue, they deliberate at it.
Well, Mazi, now
with the portion
there is, sorry, Mazi, sorry to have cut you short. There is something I want to point out. When you look at, because there is something you talked about the media, when you see how IPOB media is organized, nobody within the media have that special training that you have to go to the university and study PhD, and people just took up the responsibility and we're able to use whatever skill we gathered and even learn on the job. Maz, is it not a great achievement? Because we know that journalists all over the world, they go to courses every day, but on our own, we're able to, develop ourselves, learn on the job, make our mistake, correct our mistakes, and we are keeping the media war going. What do you have to say about that, Maz?
Is self-motivation. Self-motivation is strong than whatever you can go to learn anywhere in any institution. Self-motivation. If we are not motivated, if we don't have this motivation to embrace freedom, to embrace justice, to embrace equity, we cannot be able to achieve that. So once a human being have motivation in them towards their goal, then they are subject to development. They are subject to making progress. They are open for new dimensions. That is what is happening to us. That is the part of seriousness that we have shown to the world. That we don't need to be an expert to start fighting for our freedom. We need to start fighting for our freedom based on how we felt that we have been treated wrongly. It has to be original. And that is what we have demonstrated. We are original. We are genuinely seeking for freedom. It is not an artificial make. Maybe we have gone to any institutions and we learn what to say and how to say it. We are original. We are subject to change, development. And that is what is happening to us. He shows that our cause is genuine. That is organic. It is not artificially made. We did not wait until we know how to put every sentence correctly, or have to wait until we are able to pronounce every word correctly as it can sound, as it will sound English. Even with our Igbo, even with our Biafra tick, we still want to show to the world.
We presented it to the world.
How genuine we are in asking for freedom.
And telling our story,
asking for what is rightfully belongs to us. There is no artificial made in us. We are organic. We are original. Our expression for freedom is genuine, purely genuine. We would have not come up to it if there is no need. So it is purely genuine that we need freedom, that we needed to restore Biafra. And that is what the world will not shy away from. They don't need to shy away from this responsibility because of the genuineness in our action, genuineness in our demand, genuineness in our pursuit. We are the light of Africa. You don't need to contribute money to come and help Africa. All you need is to give freedom to Biafran. And the Biafran will raise Africa.
The sun will shine.
And Africa will become the world hobby. And African will be able to stand equal with other global world in civilization, in advancement. We are very backward today due to we didn't have anyone that is saying to the other, come fast. Nobody is dragging each other. We are all reduced to the same level. They allow us to suffer every trauma of slave trade and the evil that were melted against Africans by the Western world. They allow us to live on the consequences of those things. We have not been able to rise against our equal. We have not been able to make headways because we are living under the intimidations of all these negative processes that Africans has gone through to where they are today.
Mazi,
that makes us to be seeing ourselves as inferior
for those
to our
equal. Few people opportunity to call into this program. Yesterday, people were wanted to call in. We didn't have the facility, but this evening, we are not going to take much time. In the next 20 minutes, Mazi, I want us to start winding down, but let's give people opportunity to call in and tell us what they are thinking. Because tomorrow I'll be hosting a very important brother in Biafra land, the evangelist, the fearless evangelist, will be with me here tomorrow, hopefully by 4 p.m. So I'm also inviting all of you to join our program. Mazi Solomon will also be available, but 4 p.m. will be too hectic for you. That will be late night. Mazi Solomon. 4 p.m. Biafra time.
Yeah, 4 p.m. Biafran time is is an early in the morning on my own side here.
It will be
probably around 2.
Oh, it will be your Sunday morning, very early.
Yeah, my Sunday morning. Okay, Mazi Patrick, do you know another thing I want to mention? For what has brought IPOP so far where they are today, we run in our lane. We don't jump into people's lane. We don't claim Masop when we are not Masop. For them who come to claim IPOP because they want fame, they want power, they want to be recognized, they want the kind of name that people has called FreeMaziNnamdiKanu based on the sacrifice that he has taken. They want to answer the same name. Akataka of Biafra, Agumba one of Biafra, Dragon one of Biafra. From their comfort zone. Somebody that you have not tried with even common arrest of a recruit to just put him in one local government to see if he will not change his statement, to see if he will not tell his wife to tell them that I have not been in the country. They are answering Dragon. They are answering Odogu Akataka. But what makes this IPOP you are looking today is what they are, is that they don't go to other people's lane. Bilie human rights say they want to use court to restore Biafra. That they are not ready for the arrest to face Nigerian bullet and persecution. IPOB did not go to their lane and one day start claiming that we are Bilie human right. Why they are not? They have not for one day tell you we are the customary government.
De facto government.
We are lower Niger, whatever. Congress.
Lower Niger have disappeared.
We stay in our lane.
Hold on, let us take this caller. No vex. Okay. Make it no be say I interrupt you because we have the first caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Good morning.
Thank you, good morning from here. Mazi Solomon, good morning from here. We are in the same. We are in the same
country.
Where
are you greeting good morning from, brother? Where are you greeting good morning from?
He's asking where are you greeting good morning from.
I'm calling from Malaysia.
From Malaysia, he's close to you, Mazi.
Yeah. We are in the morning. Thank you.
Mazi, you know, there is something these people don't understand. Like, if you go to internet, there is a flyer going around, one fake flyer like that, saying that they are looking for writers and some, you know, all those things. You know, one thing these people don't understand is this. Like me now, I'm not a registered IPOB family member, but I work for IPOB. You understand? I work for IPOB. I dedicate my time every day, every single day. I must tweet. That is what our leader told us. I must tweet. I must do everything that I can do to make sure that this struggle is going forward. And another thing they fail to understand is this. What we are doing for IPOB, what we are doing with IPOB, we are doing it voluntarily. We are doing it because we know what we are doing. That is one thing they fail to understand. And they also fail to understand that what it means for somebody, for someone to do something voluntarily, something you are doing with your mind. You understand? So you cannot use it to compare maybe about 100 people or 200 people you go and hire and pay for them to do work for them. Any day you did not pay them, they will disappear. But we are not going anywhere because this is what we have decided to do. This is what we think that, yes, since our leader has been, you know, losing a lot of things, going here, doing that, then who am I? Even if it is 2 or 3 hours to give IPOB every day. So that's one thing we fail to understand. You know? The cockroach one day come out and made a video, and that video made me to know that this guy is a nobody. He made a video. I have that video in my phone, and I can for that video. And I quote that he will be the last person IPOB are going to fight. You understand? He said that his video, the last person IPOB is going to fight today. Where is him?
Yeah, but we have heard him said that now Abacha won this Abacha saga. You know, so he knows that he came to fight IPOB. You know, I've already dropped all the details for people to know, you know, his purpose. But unfortunately, our people don't pay attention to details. Mazi, thank you very much Thank you very much. We appreciate your call.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. Keep it up, Mazi.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi. So, Mazi Solomon, I know that it's already late. It's past 21 past midnight, and I don't want us to stay long the way we stayed last night, where we finished by 3 a.m. You know, I want us to round it up tomorrow because I'll still be coming back tomorrow. I'll be hosting the Radical Fearless Evangelist. You know, so Mazi Solomon, we have put in so much effort in this journey. If not for any other thing, me and you have put in so much effort. And you know, considering the effort we have put in, do you think anybody can just wake up in the morning with one story and now tell you that all those efforts you have put in is a waste, that let us start afresh? Would you accept? Would you accept? Would you
for people
accept?
who are tearing Bibles and you know, you know, it all depends the knowledge or the help you are getting, or where you are getting your help anyway. It all depends on where you are getting your help. I have gotten so many help through the histories that were taught in the Bible. A man became a king in the Bible named Solomon, and he asked God for wisdom to preside over Israel as a king, and God gave him wisdom, actually. So, but the first judgment that he conducted, it was about a woman who lost his son, who lost his child, and was making claim on another person's child. And he knows for truth that the child he was claiming to be hers is not, until they brought the matter before the king. And the king, in his wisdom, said, okay, if both of you, because there is nothing like go to hospital, let's have the test about the baby and all that at that time.
Nothing like
But
DNA test.
nothing like DNA test at that time. So
but
in his
King
wisdom, he said,
Solomon,
okay.
but King Solomon gave the best test in that judgment.
He gave the best test. Yes, because no matter what, our conscience, you cannot run away from your conscience, no matter what. The Bible said our conscience is bigger than us. Because no matter how you try to dodge from others, you can't dodge from your conscience. But God is greater than your conscience. So he summoned their conscience and said, okay, since both of you are laying claim on this baby, it's better we divide the baby. So each person will go with his own different part. So, and at the end of dividing the baby must have died. So both of them are going with different dead body of the baby. So when he summoned their conscience, the first person to speak was the woman who knows that the child is not hers. He said, yes, king, divide it. Let's go home.
Cut it into two. Let me
Because
take my own.
they always wanted you to be as failure as they are.
It's true.
They want you to come in the same level with them. They want to drag you when they find themselves that they are in the mud. They want to drag you to the mud.
That is
That
true.
is why they will put a face like IPOP is fighting me. IPOP is fighting me. I'm fighting back, because they are already in the mud. So they want to drag IPOP to the mud. But we know that our own child is alive. We have something to achieve. We have something to do for Biafrans. So we are not in for game. So what happened? When the woman shouted, say, yes, divide. Let's each go with the dead part body of the baby. The one who knows that the baby is hers, he said, let's leave the baby to live. Give it to the other woman. When the child grows, he will know who is his parent. So what makes me to bring up this very matter is that, based on the questions you asked, Mazi Patrick, we know what we are sent for. We are not in for game. We are genuine people. We are here for the love of Biafra. It is our heartbeat. And we are doing it genuinely. We are not here for show up. We are not here to struggle for position. We are not here to
impress anybody.
Notice our face.
Yes.
So therefore, there is no kind of story that person will come with tomorrow that will move us, because we are sure. We have the assurance in our heart. We have the assurance. There's nothing you can cook. For the matter of fact, anytime you took people away from IPOP, people like us will remain. Whenever you say there is some people, there is 20 people still remaining in IPOP. There is 50 people still remaining. There is one guy who is calling, this guy that used to rant in the Facebook, that call himself Biafra Unite or what. I see him yabbing in one of the meeting they have. He said that Chike Doziem call for protest. That is only 8 people that come out. You see how they make themselves. They just want to show up.
Yeah. I came across
Yeah,
that.
they want to show up. They will do even open lie that is open for the depth. And
Mazi, you know the problem. Mazi, there is a color on the line. There is a color on the line. But you know the problem people have is that they think that IPOB is still at that level where we are looking for crowd. They don't know that we have already shifted, we have already filtered, and what we are looking for are qualities now, not quantity. Why they are still looking at quantity, we are settling for quality. Hello, Kola Mazi, welcome to the program.
Solomon, I could allow you to be flowing, my dear brother Solomon. I'm calling here from Morocco. Patrick Ikem, thank you, people. You see, why I want Solomon to be carry on is because of IPOB have already shows. You know, my dear brother is talking about international, you know, observant or international watchdog about what IPOB and Nigeria going through. You know, we have already committed Nigeria into a heaviest scam that in history they will never escape from it. Also, the international body that keep quiet because of their self-interest, they are getting at the cupboard of the resources. Listen, my dear brother, you know, IPOB, one family. You know, one thing I want to tell you people, you see, by arresting an IPOB, detaining and give him a shorty bell, and for we going to contribute, people going to contribute money from international country to bury that person in Nigeria there to be free. It's a heavy big crime in Nigeria committed, and the internationals know. But why? Because if they are not benefiting, believe me, they may cage us. Many of them that are contributing for the Biafran IPOB restoration, they may cage us and do something because they don't want to do. They will call
your voice is going down, Mazi Kozilibo.
Am I coming through now?
Your line keeps shrinking, disappearing.
Okay, it's coming through.
It's better now. Go ahead.
Okay, so if these people are not being, you know, this is where our leader said that these people have oil without meter in our land. They can do or not because this is a very big offense. They're supposed to do what either they win all the case like as Umaya did, or immediately.
No, Mazi, let me tell you one. Mazi, let me tell you one thing. The international community is not sleeping. One thing you need to understand is that Nigeria is a sovereign state, and the international community coming into the issue of Nigeria is not something they will do based on their emotion or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But one thing you need to listen, one thing you need to understand is that in all of this, we Biafrans are the determining factor of whatever result we are going to get, whether locally or internationally. We are the determining factor. If we do things right, people will respond right. But
we are doing it right.
Yes,
we are doing it right. IPOB, DOS are doing it right.
Yes, if we do things,
because if they did not, if they are not doing it, I cannot find this kind of thing.
Mazi, listen. Okay. If we do things wrong, even in our right, if we take the wrong step, we are going to be at fault. And this is where they have been trying to push us to.
We are not going there.
Listen, using infiltrators to distract us and derail us. Now, look at what happened in Anambra election, where so many people were like yabbing and trying to push IPOB leadership into taking decision where trap had been set. And IPOB leadership was able to maneuver itself. Just imagine that in that Anambra election, that IPOB had put itself in a position where the whole world eyes were in that election, and we went there and messed up. Even if we didn't commit any crime, but even a single word that we would have said would have been used against us in that Anambra election. I'm giving you an example. And there were people who were pushing IPOB to make that mistake. That even somebody came out and said that he's ready to answer terrorists in the name of, this is somebody who have not even been able to take ordinary oath. This is somebody who have not even been able to come into IPOB. His IPOB membership is still in contest. And this person is
class freedom fighter.
Listen, this person is promising you that he's going to carry your cross when he has not even been able to even prove one single thing that is outstanding. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you see that they wanted to push us in the direction whereby maybe by now, because we would have been the one that would have made the mistake that would have nailed us. You understand what I'm saying? So let us not. Yes, let us not blame. Listen,
the place to blame IPOB, we are not supported by any politicians. We are not supported by any just an individual. That's the very big advantage.
You see what has been happening since the extraordinary rendition of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu. All the effort is to see how IPOB can make mistake. A mistake that can be used to incarcerate, jail our leader, and completely scrap IPOB. We would have been the one to make the mistake. And the international community too were looking at how we would have made mistake where they cannot come out and say, yes, we knew that you people are terrorists, we knew that you people, but we kept calm all this while and monitoring your activities. But when it comes to the issue of the international community, we are the determining factor.
Of course.
Give us your last word before you go.
My dear brother, these people, you mentioned their name now. I want to advise you people to be clearing out from this kind of thing. We followed more agenda because these are distractors, if they are junior class freedom fighters, they never know anything. Even the international observers know that, yes, there are all in the freedom fighters, even they have a misguided brothers, including the person they call himself a commander of IC, the kill of recently. He stabbed his own comrade to become IC. This is one thing I want to even though he's betrayer, he did not go outside, he's inside. So that is one thing you have to observe in freedom fighter. Because of what? Everything we are doing, we are going to do it with mind to choose that mind, and that way we are going is really far. Because of what? It's an individual volunteer. People have gone down there. We talk and you say volunteer. So that is a volunteer of freedom. That freedom is more.
Mazi, thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. You people are doing great. Let them forget about this autopilot. These are, I don't even believe on them because misguided brothers. One day, Shakuri was killed. The same ISIS they killed him. So the same thing going to face him. Keep it on, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you very much. We appreciate. Yeah, Mazi Solomon. So we're talking about the issue of international community. They have not forsaken us. Because when our people talk, they say international. Who told you that they are not monitoring the way you are conducting yourself? Who told you that America is not aware that IPOB exists? Who told you that they are not?
That is the mistake. That is the mistake people make. At the end, you discover that the people who will tell our story and they give every detail of how we do this fight, will be people from the Western world. because our people are not taking note. But these people are observing every step all the way. They are observing you. They are taking you good. And there is places they are taking you bad. They are watching to see matters that confronted you. How do you handle it civilly?
How you handle them. That's true.
How civil were you while handling problems? They're observing it. And that is why before you will open mouth to ask for friendship, they will tell you we are your friend already. It's not because you are asking, it's because they have been monitoring you all the way. They know the mark they have given you when it comes to civility.
And Mazi, when you hear Nigeria blame international community, they say that FreeMaziNnamdiKanu is receiving sponsors, that some Western world, some Western countries are sponsoring him. Why? Because they understand that Nigeria is confused as to how IPOB were able to, despite all their effort to tarnish the image of IPOB. So they are still confused how the Western world have been able to embrace IPOB despite their effort, despite all the money they have put to destroy IPOB, despite all the resources they have put in play, bribing people in different to see how they can use Western power to suppress IPOB, but still it's not working. Why? Because of the way we carry ourselves. Mazi, we have a caller on the phone. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Caller, are you there? I think the caller is having network issue.
Connection. So,
Yes.
Mazi, you know the another thing that we observed in what has helped IPOP to where they are today is the voice of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu is exceptional. Sometimes
Mazi, just hold on. Let's see if we can take the caller. He's calling back. Just hold on, please. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. You're welcome to the program, Mazi. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is Chijoke. I'm calling you from one part of Asia. I don't want to mention my.
Okay, go ahead, Mazi Chijoke.
I really want to appreciate your effort. I mean, the leadership of the indigenous people of Biafra. I am an IPOB by birth, but I am not an IPOB by oath. So I want to give you guys a little history about myself. I served in the Nigerian army for 12 years. So I was part of those guys that fought the war with Chibok. At that time, the Chibok girls were kidnapped. So I stayed in Maiduguri for 4 years and 6 months. I left the Nigerian army in 2019. I ran away. Now, I have been following everything that concerns IPOB, everything FreeMaziNnamdiKanu is doing. So I am not a student of Radio Biafra, but as a military man who was trained, in fact, I was trained professionally in sniper. I was trained in Pakistan. After I got back from Pakistan as a sniper, the last coup we had in Maiduguri, where, if you guys remember, there was certain time some soldiers opened fire on the chief of army staff. They wanted to kill him. I was at the back of the guy that opened that fire. But the guy was not a professional shooter. If I had taken that shot, I would have gotten to that chief of army staff. But when they had that plan, I refused to open the fire. Because if I take the shot myself, I'll get him. There's no two ways about it. Because even if you are in London and I am in America as a professional sniper, if I set my parameters very well, I'll get you. So, why I want to say this is this. I have followed everybody's antecedent online on Facebook. even the ones that call themselves autopilot, the ones that call themselves immortalization and all that. Discipline is the key. In every struggle, discipline is the key. If you guys, I want to say this as to those guys that are always listening to gossip. If you're not disciplined in anything you are doing, you will lose. You will lose. Mazi, there's a statement you made. You said Nigerian government is actually looking for something to jail FreeMaziNnamdiKanu. Mr. Patrick, I'm talking to you. There's a statement you made. Exactly. If not for the fact that IPOB, the leadership, disciplined themselves, they didn't give up to the gimmicks from DOS. At second time, DOS said that by now IPOB would have been dead and gone. Please and please, I believe the DOS is listening. Let them not move an inch. Every time I always feel I wish I had the number of Mazi Chike, Dozie Manchina Samu. In fact, these two guys have the kind of spirit I have. No matter what you do on this planet Earth, you cannot move me an inch. Even if you like, the highest skyscraper on top of this world, put it in front of me, you cannot move me. I'm a disciplined person. Sometimes when I listen to Immortalization and the autopilot show and I look at that, I say these guys are not disciplined. If IPOB give up your gimmicks, by now everybody in Igbo land would have been wiped off. And FreeMaziNnamdiKanu would have had something to lay hold on and say, okay, this particular person we are holding on to. You see, we told you guys that he's a terrorist. Then they will not have excuse. I was telling people about the Anambra election that was called off. I said, if you guys were blaming DOS that they have taken bribes from the Nigerian government, they sold FreeMaziNnamdiKanu. Sometimes when I listen to those nonsense, I just laugh. I said, if they haven't followed that election, they will tag IPOB anti-democratic movement, which will be very, very dangerous to the movement.
But Mazi, don't you think
government will not have something to take hold of?
Kola, don't you think it was a deliberate attempt by the infiltrators to push us in that direction? Because when you look at the level of pressure they were putting, you know that there is something behind all this pressure as at the time, where they were like trying to the point that even one of the leaders of the autopilot came and said he was ready to answer a terrorist on behalf of me and you. Don't you think that it was a well planned out strategy to push IPOB in that direction where we'll fall into the trap?
Of course. It was a planned strategy.
And Mazi, as to regard to labeling Biafra, labeling IPOP anti-democratic, you know that there was a program that FreeMaziNnamdiKanu host, and somebody called him on that call suggesting of stopping the politicians from doing their campaign. Mazi left short. Everything that is happening in this period that Mazi was captured, Mazi has already left short us on it. He said to that guy, your suggestion is good to stop the campaign of the politicians all over Biafran land. But if we do, the international communities where we are building our image, they will tag us anti-democratic movement. We will lose their respect.
And confidence.
So IPOP is wiser. We are blessed to have man like FreeMaziNnamdiKanu to have been under him, to have taught us and to have tutored us. So if the world, Nigeria, we can continue to push Nigeria, because that is the comment I'm making before the caller coming, that the voice of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu is exceptional because he confused Nigeria. He makes them to make mistake. When you listen to the voice of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, he takes an IPOP member who is in the spirit to understand what Mazi was broadcasting. But because they are always on sentiment, on emotional, because they are always being carried away by their insincerity, they always missed the meaning of what FreeMaziNnamdiKanu is doing, and they will take the wrong side and they will put them into mistakes. That is what they have been doing. So my brother, the IPOP will continue making success. All the cases that are before us now in the Lego battle, we will win against Nigeria. It's just question of time.
Mazi, when
They
you say
can
we
delay
will
as
win,
much as they want.
Mazi, when you say we will win, it means you have not recognized the victory we have already.
We are winning. Thank you, Mazi.
1 billion is already on is going to be on our account. You know, Nigeria is already indebted to Biafra 1 billion naira. That is quite a lot of money, you know, and it was
plus 200,000, maybe.
Yeah, 1 billion. That alone is enough for them to say Biafra people more na carry on our hala. They go. Kola, I want to say thank you. Is there something else you want to say in addition? You have just 1 minute.
Yes, there's something else I want to say. Yes. Okay. You see, I was so happy when the leadership called up the no elections something. Now the signal, even as an ex-soldier, I still get signals from, because I belong to a group of the Nigerian army.
Yes.
So now the instruction that was given to the soldiers that were deployed to Anambra State, and you know that period of time was the period they brought in a Golden Dawn, Operation Golden Dawn.
Yes.
So now the essence of Operation Golden Dawn was to kill every youth that at a slightest mistake do not give chance, kill a sight. If you sight chicken or boya, if you sight goat, kill. But I thank God that if they had succeeded, if the US had left that no election as it were before, maybe by now we would have had the massacre that took place during the war again, repeating itself again. Please, I want to encourage the US. I do not know any of them, but my encouragement every day for them is let them take their stand, never be shaken, immovable. They should hold on to that, especially, in fact, the person that motivates me very most is Chinaka. That man is immovable. Each time I listen to him speak on Rapture Media, the authority that comes from that man, I say, this is the man that has the kind of spirit I have, that I wish I had the opportunity to be a member of ESN. I would have worked closer to to achieve what FreeMaziNnamdiKanu is actually looking for. Please, I want to encourage them to hold on. Forget about whatsoever. Time shall tell. I say, like some people were saying, you are here close to 1 hour, you only have less than 100 views. It doesn't matter. Even if it is one person.
We are here for quality discussion. So that is more of an intellectual debate, intellectual discussion. So it's not meant for the general public. So we are not expecting crowd. The discussion we are holding here is an exclusive one, and anybody who comes around will be privileged to benefit from it. My brother, I want to say thank you very much for calling in. I really appreciate your call. Thank you very much, my brother. Yes, so Mazi Solomon, there are a series of calls that have come in. I want to see if I can call back somebody from the US that have been trying to reach us because we'll be winding down. We are not here. We don't go looking for customers or viewers. You know, there are people. Mazi, do you know that there are people who have been following us for a very, very, very long time, for the past 4 years? And they have always held on to our program. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Good morning from here.
Thank you. Good evening from here, Mazi Pat.
Yeah, I have to call
and Mazi Solomon Peters.
Yes, I have to call
My name is Wachuku Ihanyichi from Canada, a very regular caller.
Thank you.
Mazi Pat and Mazi Solomon, it's been a while. Yesterday program I joined, it was a bomb. Seeing my Solomon bombing and lambasted.
Yes.
Anyways, I have a very few comments to make concerning today's topic and a little bit touch on what happened on yesterday's topic. On today's topic, the tweet of Galadima. Mazi Pat, the tweet of Galadima goes a long way to show that victory is around the corner. I don't know what anybody thinks about it, but victory, because this is an Hausa man. This is a politician, an insider in the north. He knows what is going on. He knows before he can tweet. And Twitter is not as if he just texted somebody on his phone or WhatsApp somebody personally. This is a tweet.
Caller, when you even look at that tweet was very, very assertive. As in, he was sure of what he was saying. He wasn't guessing. He was not like trying to ask a question or
no.
He was assertive. He knows what he was saying, and
that is the point I'm trying to make.
Yes.
I said before he can tweet, that means he knows for sure that victory is around the corner. For example, look at their court. Pastor Solomon made a point. He said they quickly renditioned him back to Nigeria, bundled him. Oh, Malami, I call him the illiterate son. The quota system illiteracy. Malami does not even know what is constitution. A university year one student that is very sound will beat Malami in seconds in law. I mean, year one student that is very sound will beat Malami in law in 1 second. So, illiterate Malami will tell you intercepted. He was using a word last time, subversive. That's only what he knows. Anyways, that's by the way. So, even in their own court, they cannot prove this man. They are running around. Look at somebody like that G code, the council to the zoo government said they ambushed them. Of course, you are dealing with lawyers from the south who are intellectuals, who are first class materials, not quota system like Ahmadu University quota system lawyers.
Now,
no.
Caller, hold on. There is something I want to point out here. Are you listening?
I'm listening, Mazi Pat.
Okay, now, do you know that we have our area of strength and the Fulanese have their area of strength, and their area of strength is in violence, killing people.
Military.
Not military, because even when you even look at the military that they are controlling today, it's in tatters. It's so disorganized. But when it comes to the area of violence, terrorism, that is where their strength lies. But when you come to the area of intellectual debate, when you come to the area of negotiation, this is our own area of strength. And that was why in Aburi, Ojukwu was able to negotiate with Gowon and came out with the best benefit.
System of government.
The best benefit that the Eastern region had. In fact, that negotiation was one of the best business negotiation ever in the history. Can you hear me?
In the history of, yeah.
Now, unfortunately, and this is the reason we want our people to understand, that we must stick to our area of strength, which is negotiation. Now, the Fulanese have dragged us to our area of strength by taking FreeMaziNnamdiKanu to court, where we can debate, where intellectual capacity will be proven, where we are going to demonstrate our, unfortunately, unconsciously, they took that route without even understanding that is
without knowing exactly, without even knowing where that where they're headed for.
Yes, without knowing that is our area of strength. Now, the problem we are having is that most people doesn't even understand our area of strength, and that is why you see some people still jumping around, trying to do things in a behaving like Fulanese, trying to now drag us to the area of strength of the Fulanese. When we are yes.
Mazipat.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you short. Those infiltrators. Listen, the infiltrator himself. I followed the infiltrator. I downloaded his Enter Biafra. I downloaded his Telegram. I follow him on every area when our leader was still with us. I was following him. I was listening to him when I thought he was making sense. But I came down. I said I put 2 and 2 together. I said no. Hold on. You cannot claim to love Jesus Christ and you are busy fighting his disciples. No way. You can't claim to love Jesus Christ and you are busy fighting disciple Peter, disciple Luke, disciple James. You are fighting them.
You say you love Christ,
you love Christ,
but you are
fighting them.
But you are at war with Christendom.
Exactly. So how can you a father of 10 children? I love my dad, but you don't love your siblings. Then you're making sense because from the same loins came 10 of you. So if you don't love your siblings, then you don't love your father because all of you were born from the same loins. So it doesn't make sense. It's just it's reverse psychology. This is absolutely reverse psychology nonsense. And I pity those of us, our brothers who have refused to put 2 and 2 together. Now, before I round up, pointing back to Galadima's tweet, Galadima and all the northern elements, they know too well that Biafra is around the corner, and they know that we have infiltrators, and these infiltrators has been paid, and they know that these infiltrators will not last long. After all, they've not even done half of the likes of Uchemefo. Uchemefo was an insider, was a disciple in the Jesus Christ ministry. He came out, still did not see light of the day. How much more a rat somewhere outside?
Mazi, when you say that Uchemefo is a disciple, you are even degrading him. He was a senior apostle.
Exactly. God bless you, Master. It was a senior apostle. Yes. So imagine a senior apostle coming out and did not see the light of the day after branding. How much more? I don't even know. Only God knows. Let me use the word microscopic element that doesn't exist because infiltrator to me is so microscopic that if I need to see him, I need to use microscope. That means it does not exist. So that is where I said no. It is not right. Something is wrong here. The Northern and the Fulani elements knows that they have paid an infiltrator. Umahi, they paid this infiltrator through Umahi. Umahi has paid the infiltrator to see if he will destroy IPOB. But IPOB is built on the rock. You cannot shake IPOB because the key discipline is there. The last caller was a soldier, emphasized on discipline. Discipline is the key. If you're not disciplined, even Christ, before he left, he put them together in the upper room and told them, I am coming. Be together, be disciplined, be together. So I want to encourage our Biafrans all over the world. Please be disciplined, remain focused. I know there is an infiltrator who has been paid to destroy IPOB, but IPOB is built on the rock. Even the Nigerian government knows that IPOB is indestructible.
Mazi, listen. When we say that IPOB is built on the rock, because I have said that so many times, now we can see the proof. So it's not a question of rhetorics. You understand what I'm saying? It's not a question of,
yes.
Because what you see these idiots do is they will come and, like kind of boast and say things that are not visible, things that cannot even prove. But in IPOB, we have been able to prove it before we even say it. It's already there. The proof is there.
You are fighting.
You can see.
You are fighting a war with an enemy, and the enemy is looking for an inch to nail you, and you are busy pushing and going toward that direction that the enemy wants to nail you on. That means you are not for that purpose. You are against that movement. You cannot. Right now, the Nigerian government has labeled IPOB a terrorist, and they are looking for a way to prove that point. Here you are, pushing toward that direction. That's it doesn't make sense.
Mazi, listen. What Nigeria needed is just one or two allies that will agree with them that IPOB is a terrorist organization.
And that's it.
And that is it. You know, so
but they have not got that ally because of how IPOB has been able to conduct themselves around the world. You can't get it.
Mazi, you have nailed it. I want to say thank you for calling into this program.
Thank you so much, Mazi. My regards to Mazi Solomon. Yesterday he was on fire. The author, because first of all, when something is Mazi, let me drop this one finally. When something is autopiloting itself, it means you are going to crash because you have no direction.
Mazi, so, I said it yesterday. I like the word autopilot because I said it yesterday that the only joy I have is that I know that the autopilot do not have a destination. Because the passengers in that plane are divided.
All crash and die.
No, they are
dead already.
They're already divided. Some want to go to Idu Kingdom, while others want to go to Biafra. So there is a lot of confusion because they don't even have a direction. Mazi, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
God bless you, Mazi.
Thank you.
Mazi Pat. Mazi Pat. Another
call. Actually, more call this night. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good evening. Welcome to the program. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, good evening, Mazi Patrick and Mazi Solomon. God bless you. You guys are doing such a wonderful work, and I'm so thankful to God for what you're doing, holding the fort, even though the enemy came to destroy. And I wanted to also thank God for the young man, was it Chijoki or something, that said he's a sniper?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really thank God for his call, because that is, these are the kind of people that really they understand when it comes to engaging in war and all that stuff. So what he said to me was a very good encouragement, and for him also to give it from the perspective of an army or a sniper,
somebody with war experience.
Exactly. So that is so important. And I also want to say this to our people. All these things, the problem is that people just keep listening to trash. A lot of things that have been said on social media, be it whatever. And my question is, how can somebody who understands themselves, who understands the word autopilot, proudly say that they are autopilot? I don't understand.
Let me tell you. Before, at the beginning, they were ashamed to say it, to embrace it, but we pushed them to it. To be frank with you, they didn't have any other option than to embrace it. We made them to understand that they must embrace it. Why did we do that? Because we know that the autopilot do not have a destination, they do not have a future. For you to, now you cannot say you are an autopilot leader and you are using autopilot to give orders. You see the contradiction. You sit in your platform and say, I'm the leader of autopilot. I want you to do this. I want you. That means you are contradicting yourself. You don't have to give or allow everybody in the autopilot to do whatever they like. You don't have to give any direction. Because autopilot means no direction, no destination. So as a leader of an autopilot, all you need to do is just fold your hand and allow your fellow autopiloters to do whatever they wish. But
no emergency broadcast.
But in this case, we see the person who is autopiloting trying to still control the crowd, trying to control the plane. It's no longer autopilot. It boils down to the same command and control that they have rejected. My sister.
Yeah, but again, the mere fact that they actually were proud to say that they are
Because we made
autopiloted.
them, we pushed them to become proud of it. We have.
Yeah, I get that.
Yes,
I totally get that.
We forced it on them.
Mm-hmm.
We are the people that forced it on them, and they have to took it. They took the name and embrace it out of shame because they no longer have option.
But that's so stupid. Like, how can you even say you are? It really, that's, you know what? That's just by the way. The thing is, one thing I personally know is that this project is divine. And as long as God is in heaven, I believe that the Bible says something. It says that the light shines into the darkness, but the darkness could not comprehend. So what it means is that as long as IPOB under FreeMaziNnamdiKanu is on the path of the truth and will remain focused, this whole thing it will come and it will go.
Definitely.
And the truth will still stand.
It's just a stage.
So
it's a stage
exactly.
in the struggle.
And I just want to encourage our people, keep praying for Mazi. There's so much things that when you look at it, this man has been through a lot. Have we ever asked ourselves the questions? How is he still alive today? How is he still kicking today? How is he still with it intact? His brain, his thought process, everything is still intact. It's just because the hand of God is upon his life. So you could fight, you could do whatever, but you can never fight and win God. So that's one thing I just want to tell people. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you, Mazi Solomon. Thank you, Mazi Patrick.
Thank you.
You guys are so awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling.
Have a wonderful
We really appreciate your call. Thank you,
Mazi Patrick.
Yes.
Do you know what happened?
Yeah.
You know that when this autopilot came, it came out as a comment. It did not come as a name that they want to answer. Rather, it came out of a comment to malign the command of IPOB.
The command structure.
It came as to cajole the command, the
command structure
from the IPOB structure. Because what they are looking at when that comment came was like the IPOB give order and they withdraw the order based on a calculated attempt. So now they want to cajole the IPOB order. They want to sell the idea that now their order, the people don't listen to their order anymore. That's why they make that comment of the Biafran struggle has gone autopilot. So people are no more taking orders.
But Maz, one thing you need to remember is that even before the autopilot was instituted, was brought into the scene, there was already a phone call made to Mazi Sanwo-Olu, telling him to annul the IPOB Directorate of State and change the name to Eastern Security Network Command, where they already planned to use this autopilot as a strategy to destabilize IPOB. Maz, you understand what I'm saying?
The issue is that the autopilot was to mock IPOB command. Do you understand? And I want you to understand another thing. How God can punish people. After they have planned that very coup, do you know that they still come outside and they use their mouth to confess it? Because they are under the top shore of Nobody could have known it. Chinasa doesn't have their time to start discussing them, but they use their mouth to come out to expose themselves. Mazi will always say, I can say her,
yes.
All these things, they will still be the one that will come out. Exposition, they will be the one to come to expose themselves.
No, but Mazi, we've also
claim
seen...
that they are not, they claim that they are not here. They are not here to look for position. They are not here to seek for position. But today, they are the one allocating position to themselves, organizing to take over. Yet they claim that's not what we come for. They are using their hand to expose themselves. How many times did they try to make Jesus Christ a king? What did the Bible say? He escaped. He escaped. Even to so many times they wanted to make him a king. They want to make him a chief. They want to notice him because he knows that his mission is not those titles. He never give opportunity. But somebody come and tell you, I am not looking for opportunity. I am not looking for position. And today you are organizing position for yourself. Today you are self-acclaimed leader. While you say that is not what you come for, that simply means that what you are telling people from the earlier stage is reverse psychology with false impression. You are telling them who you are not. You are hiding your intention while speaking to the people. And that is the pure truth. And we are moving forward.
Mazi, we have a call.
Our own train has failed break. Anything that come across us according to the Bible shall be crushed. Anything we fall upon shall be grounded to powder. And that is our movement. Stand on our way, you will be crushed. If we fall on you, you will be grounded to powder. IPOP is unstoppable. We are moving forward. The world knows us. They respect us. They hear us. They carry our news. They discuss us with respect because of what the leadership of IPOP has achieved for us.
And how we have carried ourselves.
We can, now, my brother, if automatic.
Level carried it.
Oh my
God.
God.
Let us take this color.
Everybody in every, you know the way the world sees IPOP. Both people who doesn't go primary school, you are hosting the fearless evangelist. Tomorrow, they will hear how somebody who just ended in primary 4, how he speak English. That the best barristers, the best educated, the best intelligent you can find anywhere in black race is in IPOP. No doubt. Go and make your research. Thank you, caller.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. You're welcome to the program. Can you please tell us your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, Mazi Patrick.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Am I coming out?
100% clean, clear. Biafrans are listening all over the world. Go ahead.
Very, very good. Very good. My name is Chukwebuka Okeke. I'm calling from Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire.
You're welcome to the program.
Thank you. I want to thank you and Mazi Solomon Peter. You people are doing a wonderful job. Wonderful. When I say wonderful, I don't know. Words cannot qualify the works you people are doing. Honestly, I am at peace now. Starting from last 2 weeks, I am at peace because everything became clearer to me. Because maybe you people have seen it before us as gatekeepers, and your duty is to alert the population. Behold, the wolf coming to devour. So I am very, very grateful to have you people as gatekeepers, all the media warriors of IPOB. I don't want to talk about our DOS and they are doing their job. They don't even want to concern themselves with what is happening because So you people are doing your own best. So Mazi, your name is Patrick. FreeMaziNnamdiKanu came. I don't know. I came late to this program because I went somewhere. I just came in and started searching, and I found that you are online already. So now, please, you will also tell us when you and the fearless Nwachineke will be coming up on air tomorrow, so that like somebody like me who are interested will.
I'll be hosting Fearless Evangelist by 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Biafra time.
Yeah, Biafra time, yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So, having said that, let me go back to what I want to ask you before. Because FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, if I use a narrative of Jesus Christ, as Christian I am, Jesus came to give us our dignity back, to restore that dignity. And I'm comparing because Jesus is the one I see today. Jesus is not the one from Europe. Jesus is not the one, but I'm looking for Jesus from Africa. Jesus from Biafra land. And I have found one in FreeMaziNnamdiKanu. Hello, am I coming out?
100%, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, my brother. So, that restoration, Jesus, according to the history of biblical history, Jesus came and restored the dignity of people of God and set a goal for everybody who wants to join the kingdom of God and enjoy the rest of them. Now, first thing I want to ask you, my brother, my name is Gilbert in English, but today I don't come to it again because I am going back to who I am, the origin. And your name happens to be Patrick, and my brother here is Solomon Peter. So, please, I'm just asking, not just since we are going back, because I have other questions that I want to ask. If you give me time, I will ask.
Go ahead. You know that other people are also calling in. So if you want me to clarify my name to you, you can just go straight to the point. Then I'll be able to respond to that. I don't have.
Okay, let me make it simple. So why am I asking this question is, will you? Because this is borrowed name. This is how I see it. It's borrowed name. And it's a kind of out of the way they want us to say what they will know, instead of going through our own language that gives us full meaning of who we are. Most time now, most of our people bias name, but they don't know what it means. They will ask questions to understand what their name meant. So I'm just putting this. You can make a clarification on it. Then my second question is, before the Bible came, this is the word of God now. Our fathers, are they dwelling in word of God? Do they know the word of God? This may be out of the contents of your program today. That is why I apologize that I came late. I don't know what your topic of today is. So, but I deem it right to appeal to ask these questions.
Thank you.
Before I will make my contribution.
You still want to make contribution upon all the whole time you have wasted.
Patrick, can I respond to him quickly, because I know that I know exactly what he's asking about. Yes.
Yes.
A prophet cannot die until he reaches Jerusalem. So we are here in a journey, and definitely at the end of this journey, we will stand to tell our story. We will not sing the lost songs in a strange land. If is that what you are expecting, is not going to happen. We will sing the long song, in the land which the Lord our
Have
God
given
has
to
given
us.
our Father. So whatever name we answer today does not really show our real identity. Even today you answer IPOP. IPOP, is it an Igbo name? IPOP is Indigenous People of Biafra. You are still speaking English. And I want to tell you that when you want to fight an enemy and you don't have any weapon and your enemy have weapon, then your target will be the weapon of your enemy. And that is what they call disarmed. When you disarm your enemy, you turn their weapons against them. And that is the job we are doing. There is no too much question to answer about name now until when we get to Biafran land. Then our name can define who we are. But me and you are still slaves, we know. And if we don't fight to break ourselves out of this very slave, then another English name will be added to my name. And there is nothing you can do about it. So, but to end it where it is today, just join us to fight to get Biafra. Then we will sing the Lord's song, in the land which the Lord has placed me and you. So that is the number one question. Then another questions you ask is about the word of God. The word of God has been for ages. Some of our fathers, the word of God were written in their conscience, not in the Bible. They display it without reading it anywhere, because the Okike who send the word write the word in their mind, in their conscience. So they practice the word of God that is written in their conscience. But right now, for a global movement, there was a documentation, and it is called a Bible. And the people share their experience in that very book. And all you can do to find out the truth, if what is written down is truth, try to reinvent it, make it, personalize it, reinvent it. Then when you reinvent that word, to make sure, because when the English people were coming to test, we are coming to carry our shrine, they are not coming empty-handed. They have a testing device. So you cannot go and conquer anything and you come and sell for them. They will not buy. Go and wear all manner, make masquerade, wear clothes, dirty clothes, bring to them. Tell them that this one is okay, yaba. They will not buy from you until they use their testing device to know if there is a power in that thing. If there is no power, they will send you back. So how you know all the word written in the Bible, which one is the truth and which one is not the truth? Try to reinvent that word and personalize it in your life. If that word is alive, it's from Chukwu Okike Abiama, he will confirm it in your own life. It's not only that it happened in Judea, but it can also happen in your own personal life. And by that way, you will confirm that this thing that was said here is truth. You have heard about the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac. Now it's turn for you to hear the God of Chukwuma, and the God of Obegeli, the God of Oriako, the God of Okoye. Because you have to take that thing that was said and personalize it. Then it becomes your personal experience. It's no more the experience of other people. It becomes your own experience. But the fact that our people don't have time to test something, but they have all the time on earth to condemn it even before testing it. So that is just the problem. For me, the Bible, anything I read in the Bible, I personalize it. I reinvent it into my life. If God they say he divided
Mazi, sorry to have just interfered. It's not just only in Bible. Even in simple motivational books that we read every day. You know, I have read a lot of motivational books. Because the Bible is also a motivational book, backed up with history, inspiration, and so many things attached to it. And let me tell you one thing you need to know. That even before this Bible was brought to us, we have been living according to the Bible. And that was why it was very, very easy. When our great-grandfathers, our ancestors saw the Bible, documented book, they started seeing things that they have been living by. Even the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments, we have been living with the 10 Commandments even before the British brought the Bible to us. Do you understand what I'm saying? Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Do you know that we have been practicing the 10 Commandments even before the British brought the Bible to us? And that was why we were able to embrace that book, because it was already part of our life. So the issue of Bible and religion and Christianity is something that we have lived centuries and over before Christianity was brought to us.
And Mazi Patrick,
Yes.
we are going to create a kind of religious program, because I need to cite a lot of histories and how we come where we are today. My good friend, my comrade, Mazi Metusele, in his Facebook name, one name Melchizedek, he taught a passion of Bible while I was watching in his program that said, "Slave, you shall obey your master." He said, because the Bible said recommended slavery, then he is not part of that scripture. He taught it. But he was not concentrating on what the Bible is making us to understand there, that there is nothing like half obedient. Obedient can never be obedient when it is half to obey. Obedient is a complete submission. That is what the Bible is trying to say there, and he used the slave. And I want to tell you, you cannot take your right and deny other people's right. There is people who intentionally volunteer themselves to be slave. Even in the history book, it was recorded that after 7 years, people who are slave under you have to give them freedom after 7 years. But do you know, after the 7 years, you will give some people freedom. Some people will say, we don't want freedom. We want to remain your slave. So what do you have to say with people who have used their hand to choose to be slave? Their choice. They make that choice by themselves.
Just like we have it today too. Just like we have it today, there are people who say they want to remain slaves in Nigeria.
We are fighting against is the slave that people were forced to become. But what about the slave that your politicians, they willingly go to the north and said, we are ready to be your slave? So what do you have to do about it? This is free offer out of willingness. Do you need to condemn it? You don't need to condemn that kind of slavery that people voluntarily give themselves.
Like Chineke in Germany said that he volunteered himself to be a slave to FreeMaziNnamdiKanu.
To FreeMaziNnamdiKanu. How can you deal with that? That is a volunteer.
Yes.
So, but he taught it because the Bible mentioned slave shall be obedient. So if you voluntarily become a slave to somebody, why should you now have half obedient? That's what Bible is saying. That when you voluntarily become a slave, you should have the half obedient is not obedient. What is obedient is completely obedient. And that is why the history book recommended Saul, when God commanded him to go and kill the Amalekites, that they rebelled against the children of Israel when they are crossing over, that he should kill everything that is breathing. Then Saul went there. He saw beautiful women. He saw fat goats and fat cows. Then he decided to pack those things as a lot. He came back and kept it in his house, beautiful women and the others. Then the prophet approached him and said, have you done what the Lord said? He said, I have finished. Then, without knowing that what he did was half obedient, which is not an obedient. So the prophet said, what is crying in your backyard? He said, yo, it's the goat he took as Lord to sacrifice to the Lord. And then the prophet said to him, obedient is better than sacrifice. Half obedient is not enough.
whether you are a slave or you are not slave. If you are in IPOP, half obedience is not enough for you to be an IPOP member. It has to be a complete obedience, like a servant serving the master as though is of the Lord. The Bible is going somewhere, but halfway, because you are short-sighted to what the book is saying, you cut yourself halfway. So we have
just like autopiloters.
Yeah, we need to have depth understanding of what Bible is recommending and Bible is saying.
That is why FreeMaziNnamdiKanu will send message. The one that favor them, they will take. The one that doesn't favor them, they will reject.
Because it was written on the state of spiritual. So you need a spiritual interpretation. So many people are voluntarily becoming slave to so many nations. Even some of you who are running away from Nigeria, submitting yourself to be a slave. You sign every document, every immigration document they gave to you. What is that? It's a voluntarily slavery. Because you did not reject the things that they write in their constitution.
Yes, that's true.
You voluntarily become a slave.
And you are even begging
and you are even begging as a volunteer slavery. You don't need to have half obedient. You need to have complete obedient to your master.
You can't go here.
Are you learning something?
Solomon, no, you can't go on. Even if you want, I will stay here 1 hour. How can I come to Radio Biafra and be tired? Radio Biafra is a source of strength. I'm telling you the truth. Unless you don't know why you are in the Radio Biafra in the first place.
No, this is not Radio Biafra.
Like you must say why I said we have to put the religious program.
Whichever way, as long as Biafra is instituted by FreeMaziNnamdiKanu and approved by FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, it becomes a source of strength and the education.
That's true.
This is where I see it. So I'm not even if I can do the whole night with it. So
but
thank you, my
you are learning something.
Sure.
Are you learning something? Are we making sense to you?
Hello?
Are we making sense to you?
Are we making sense to you? Are we making sense to you? That is the question.
What are you saying? You are making a whole lot of sense. A whole lot of sense. Okay. That is why I said I will not be tired listening and following Radio Biafra or Biafra TV. Okay?
Beautiful, Mazi.
So Mazi, what we are going to do as to regard to religious program, we are going to put on, Mazi, listen, we are going to put religious program here and we are going to answer so many questions because we don't need to start war with religion. Yes. Religions has been accompanying with the human race right from time. Our forefathers, they practice religion. And we need to reconcile all these things because no one is against each other. Even this Christianity you are answering today, you know that Christ did not invent Christianity. Bible did not invent Christianity. It is just ordinary people that invented Christianity. They saw people who were followers of Christ. They nicknamed them Christians, Christ-like. They are behaving like Christ. It's just like a mockery. These people, they are behaving like Christ. From there, they draft a name, Christian, and they reinvent it. And when it comes to Rome, they reinvent Christianity as Romans. They brought the religions of their forefathers. They carried them along because they find that these are the religious process. So they don't need to abandon what they are used to. So they brought it and they reinvent it in their own Christianity. And they name it St. Paul, St. Peter, St. Andrew, but the same tradition. Even the Christmas you are celebrating today, it was an idol celebration. In the Rome, they reinvented it into Christianity. even we ourselves, we can also reinvent our own model of Christianity or Biafran, which the FreeMaziNnamdiKanu have said that Biafran is our religion.
That's true.
Because that Christianity you are hearing is not Christ that invented it. It was being invented by people, by activists like FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, who are calling sensation of people like we are calling the zoo. Eventually, the zoo become religion tomorrow. Like we are being called Biafra. Biafra can become religion that in the world, they call you, they will ask you, which religion do you belong to? Instead of saying you are Hindu or you are a Christian, you said you are a Biafran.
Mazi, listen, even Biafra agitation can form the pattern of Bible that you are reading today, where you see characters play their roles.
Saint FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, Prophet FreeMaziNnamdiKanu can also enter there because there is some of prophetic life that FreeMaziNnamdiKanu have lived that will advise the people, the 500 or million years coming on generation, upcoming generation.
And people are going to emulate him, just like they will say emulate Christ, live the life of Christ. People are still going to emulate the life of FreeMaziNnamdiKanu in the Biafra religion.
For sure.
People are going to, my name will be in the Bible, the Biafran Bible. There's somebody who was broadcasting on BTV. Some names are going to come out as a Sabo in the Biafran Bible. You understand what I'm saying? So it depends on the role that you play.
There's no doubt about it.
You understand? Just like Judas betrayed Jesus, his name is in the Bible.
Sure.
Uchemefo, George Oibe, all their name, all their character, all the role they play will be written down, and people will read them.
They have prayed their
and take inspiration from them. My brother, I want to say thank you for being part of this.
Just wait for us the day that we will do religious program.
And that is,
we come to learn more.
There is this. Yes, go ahead.
I say you don't want me to make a contribution. Just say,
okay, go ahead. You have already taken.
Let me just summarize.
Let me check your time.
Thank you very much.
You have spent almost 30 minutes. You have only one minute to go. Go ahead.
Mas Patrick, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, I'm just saying thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak on Biafra TV. And I want to tell Biafrans, Mas, they always say, discipline is the key. As Patrick and the crew has made a lot of sense in this broadcast, honestly, I am filled with happiness. If I'm sleeping now, just sleep like a baby. And they have wonderful dreams. So I'm begging every Biafrans, just note that all Biafrans are intelligent. Whether you go to school or you do not go to school, our tribe is exceptional. Our tribe is exceptional. All we need, more especially in Radio Biafra and Biafra TV and this struggle, is about education. Arranging our people to know this one is group A, this one is group B, this one is group C. Just to identify where this word will fall. That is what our people need. And that is why some people will fall into autopilot and they start making noise without knowing what discipline is. If you take oath, what is the oath you are taking? Why are you taking that oath? You know, so this is what I'm appealing, that other programs will come up to educate our people. We are all intelligent without going to school. Whether you are saying fearless Biafran child that stopped at the primary 4, he has even entered school. There are those who do not even enter school, but when you listen to them, you will see that intelligence is our birthright. That is Biafra. Thank you
very much, caller. Thank you. Let's take this call. We have given you more than 30 minutes. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Good evening. It's already morning, by the way. Good morning from here. Caller, can you speak out? You are live.
Yes. Good evening, Mazi, Patrick, Mazi, Solomon.
Yes, go ahead.
My name is Ebere Chukwu, calling from the East.
Okay. Ebere Chukwu, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I've been listening. I really enjoyed it. You know, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. Not because nobody have brought any financial inducement or tried to bribe you, but because of the resoluteness and the love and passion for which, in fact, for all of us. Because when you look at it, as an Igbo man, as a mature so by say, home is home. So if we don't come together to do this, nobody will do it for us. So I really appreciate you. Even when others are sleeping, you guys are awake. And me, I'm awake. This is almost 4:42 a.m. from here. So I'm awake watching just to make sure I get some information.
Thank you very much, Mazi.
This can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What I want to say is this. In football, they say the best form of defense is attack. Then had it been that the media attacked these guys early enough, they wouldn't have gone this far. Because as at that time, when you comment on what they are doing, or because you identified it earlier, they will say you are gossiping. That was why it's as if they are gaining ground. That was as if it feels that they are doing, because everybody was just relaxing back and they are putting those pressures as if so many people, there are people who are not fast learners or people who cannot understand the rhythms of the dance very fast. So just like as one of the callers said before, you guys have been trained as a media worker. You see it faster. Maybe you can see things 2-3 weeks before the ordinary people can see. So it's better when you guys see it as at that early stage. You tackle it before the floor members will even understand what is going on. I suggest the media warriors who are serving as our defense before the masses can also intercept those degradation. Because when you look at those guys, most of the times I take my time to listen to what they want to say. At the end of the day, you see that they might spend 2-3 hours on the media without making one simple comment, one single thing that makes sense. It's just that once they say JS is not good, this one is, they are not doing anything. That one is one. Then on the another area I really want us to look at is our brothers from the coastal region. To be frank, since this thing started, I was like, had it been there is a way I will infiltrate FreeMaziNnamdiKanu mind. I will tell him to bring the Biafra of only Igbos, and I have my reason. It's as if that it's just like freedom is a thing of choice, something that you have to be hungry for it. It's as if our brothers from the coastal region are not hungry enough for this.
My brother, everybody wants freedom. If you see Galadima, Alhaji Galadima from the north, you see the tweet. That is what we are analyzing today. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, when you are destined for something, when you are destined for a project, when God gives you a candle to handle, you are different from others. And let's not compare ourselves to our people in the coastal region. In every family, there is always a savior. Or let me say, in every family, there are always saviors. Everybody will never play the same role at the same time.
I'm just in a live meeting.
So as for our people in the coastal region, I can tell you that they need the freedom more than me and you. You understand what I'm saying? But we are the chosen ones to deliver this freedom. We cannot afford to abandon them simply because they haven't done or they haven't lived up to our expectation. You understand what I'm saying? We cannot, let's not judge them. Let's not judge anybody. Our duty is to continue to fight for the freedom of everybody. Why? Because God have given us the instrument. It's not everybody that have the instrument to fight. Yes, maybe Mazi Solomon want to say something. Hello, Mazi Solomon.
So it seems like you are trying to paint this our brother so that he will have patience on it. Brother, let me tell you what is happening. Do you understand? There is so many that region you are pointing hands. That region you are pointing hands on. There is so many billions of nairas that are being pumped into that region every day, just to enslave the people of that region with some individuals, that doesn't want the goodness of that very region. So they pump in money there. They use those people to enslave them, to blackmail them, to cover their eyes. So everything you are doing or you are talking about freedom, these people will be using the money that is being, like as our politicians are doing today.
I understand you, but one thing you should understand, let me tell you, because when we talk about this freedom, fighting for freedom and activism is a dynamic effect. When you look at the whole of Nigeria today, the only people that have taken it upon themselves to liberate themselves and liberate everybody are we, the Igbos in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Despite the fact that even everybody is suffering, but the Igbo man find it very, very imperative to use what God has put in him to fight for himself and everybody around them. And that is why we are saying that the world must look into the issue of Biafra, because Biafra freedom is freedom for humanity. Now, what am I trying to say? There are people who can feel very, very comfortable in slavery, but not everybody will feel comfortable in slavery. But why is it that there are a sect of people who have taken it upon themselves to see that everybody is free? It is because we are bestowed with that gift. You understand what I'm saying? We are bestowed with that gift. And even the freedom we are fighting, we are just doing it. Sometimes we don't even know what we are doing. But because it is in us. And that is why it is important that people understand that through us, that light that have been covered, that have been, that have been put off, will shine again. And just like we are talking about also the Bible, a time will come when the Biafra Bible will be written. And this story of this agitation will be in that Bible that people will read and say, oh, liberation came from the East. FreeMaziNnamdiKanu started it. FreeMaziNnamdiKanu was an instrument that was used to light up every other candle, because what FreeMaziNnamdiKanu did was to light up millions of candles that are burning today, which I have become part of that candle that is burning today, to shine this light in the darkness. So let us not judge our people in the riverine area, because we are the most privileged. And that is why when one FreeMaziNnamdiKanu say that a time will come when it will be a privilege to be an IPOB. Because yes.
Why I brought it up? Sorry. Why I brought it up is, can you hear me?
Go ahead. You are coming out clear.
Okay. Why I brought it up is this. Something got my attention early this afternoon. The program, just few of these autopilot, and this guy, Mazi Achebe, now tackled them. So they brought him into the program. Let me mention two names I remember. Mazi Achebe was in that conversation. This Efe, the male guy, is not the other girl, not the fake girl. Then this Sophia was there, and one other girl, I don't know her name. Now, all of them, we are now like, Maza Tebe asked them a question like, why is it that in the coastal region, because he felt that they were not doing enough. So he asked them, why is it that the whole 5 eastern states will always lock down whenever a seat at home order is being given, and in the coastal region, not even one. They were not trying to make him to understand that it is the Igbos who are in that region have to lead the sit at home in that region. So Maza Tebe was not telling them that it is not supposed to be so, that the indigents of that land are supposed to be the ones at the forefront, because an Igbo man is always conscious of the sit at home.
Now there is something,
so why can't
listen, hold on. There is something you said. They said that Igbos who are there should be the one to lead.
Yeah.
That is to tell you that people are looking up to you because they know that you are bestowed with that instrument, with that quality.
Mazipat, don't push this thing in the side of spirituality or in the side of gospel. We are facing with reality. So whenever you are faced with
that
reality,
is the reality, however you look at it.
Yeah. Now we are faced with reality, brother. One thing you need to understand in the coastal region right now is that a lot of people in the coastal regions are being intimidated by the bribe that are being pumped into the coastal region. So they are being intimidated with money. Some of them, the people who are carrying gun in that region, who are intimidating other people, they are being bribed by Nigerian government. So they are being bribed to be pipeline guiders. Now listen, let me land. You know, I keep quiet when you are trying to paint and to mail. What is happening there right now is that they are being pumped. Okay, tell me, the ex-militant Nigeria state is borrowing them money. Ex-militants. So people who have been criminals, who they have criminalized in that region, Nigeria has opened a bank, so they can come and borrow money. Then these are the things that is happening in that region. Who has time to volunteer? A person who has time to make himself, to conduct himself, to be among people who will go and borrow money. Does he have time to volunteer himself to IPOP or to volunteer himself to the movement of Biafra? So these are the things that is disorganizing that region. They are giving them pipeline commission, pipeline business pipeline guide business, and the people who are supposed to be speaking and radically making their stand in that very region, they are being compromised because of the peanut that Nigeria is giving them, making them to be security pipeline guiders, pumping all this money that the way the politicians share their money, 1,000 to everybody. Then Obiano ka ga-eso ma na-ejeje ma na Obioma. Which time do you have to now volunteer yourself where you went to sing for Obiano ka ga-eso? Which time do you have to volunteer yourself to IPOP members for what Biafrans are doing? That is what is happening in that very region. For us to enter that very region and break the back of the canal, we need to come with full resources. We need to come with full resources. Our campaign in that region is not going to be an empty-handed. It be now we are not trying to support to get empty-handed. Now those people need to be fed. They need because during the war, they are the people we are trying to persuade into fighting for Nigeria, and they watch us to watch the lost the war and the suffering that come by that loss. So many of them, when we are talking about these things, is like they are now recollecting to the suffering that come with what we lost. Have we started again? They will be eating the crumbs that fall from the master's table, whereby forgetting what they're supposed to do to move the struggle of their freedom forward. That is what is happening in that region. And until we break the camel back, until we stop people like Aksari Dokubo that are being contracted to enslave our people in that region, people like him, so many of them online, who are receiving this prompt and using it to flash to flash, to our people, and making them not to participate on the thing that we give them total freedom, that we place them to the table of the master and not eating the crumbs that fall from the table of the master. So until we do what we make them to come to that point, then we haven't started any job in that very region. There is so many to do, so many work to do in that region, and the needed resource. If you are one of the people who wanted to break what is holding our people in that very region, you must come out for it. It's not the type that when they call you to make contribution, you will come out to tell us that it is DOS you are contributing to. They are the one, they are being paid. They are the one. You must come fully, because we have a lot of things to do with money and resources. That is what is happening. That region needs high resources to break the back of the camel. That is
now,
what
Mazi.
Yes, I'm.
Okay, now, actually, I want to, Mazi Solomon, I understand you. I understand Mazi Solomon.
Now, as it is like this now, because in that destiny, they mentioned that there is no radio, no radio destiny or along that area that will educate them and all those stuff.
There is radio
their mobile phone.
There's a radio in Bielsa. There's a radio as we speak in Warri Axis. There's a radio in Iguacha and all those places. Let me tell you something. I understand exactly what Mazi Solomon is saying. But one thing I want Mazi Solomon to understand is that even if the Nigerian government, which is the slave master, decide to starve them to death, they would not still stand up to fight for their freedom. Why? Because they don't have what it takes. They don't even understand what freedom is all about. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, Kola. Because if you understand, if you understand what freedom is all about, no amount of financial inducement will keep you in slavery. If you understand what freedom is all about, you can never be satisfied with a contract to be securing pipeline. If you have the quality, I have been to those areas, and I can tell you that these people are living in the dark. These people do not even have the level of confidence that me and you have to stand up and say, no, I'm tired of this life. Okay, look at Ogoni cleanup today that we are talking about. Ogoni cleanup was a promise that was made. That Ogoni cleanup is enough for any people to stand up and say enough is enough. If really they know what freedom is all about. These people have suffered so much. No amount of peanut or no amount of billions given to them will compensate for the suffering they have gone through. But because they don't have what it takes to stand up, and this is the reason FreeMaziNnamdiKanu has been shouting, he has been talking, trying to make them see through that no amount of peanut or contract given to you will amount to your freedom. They needed the right education, which FreeMaziNnamdiKanu have offered, but it's still not enough because, my brother, me personally growing up, I have never been impressed with nothing in my money. I have never been impressed with material things. You understand what I'm saying? Because God programmed my mind in such a way that when I see what is good, I know what is good. I know what is good. And when I see what is not good, I know what is. And you cannot use money or material things to, convince me to accept what is bad or exchange it for what is good. But because they don't even have what it takes. And that is why you see that The liberation of the entire zoo called Nigeria today is coming from the Igbo man, because God has given you that grace. My brother, we must accept it, that it is a grace. For you to stand up and shine this light that we are shining today is a special grace, and not everybody has it. Money doesn't buy it. I know what I'm talking about. If you doubt it, you can doubt it from now to tomorrow, but I know what I'm talking about. The special grace that God has given us, me and you, to stand up and speak in high heavens and challenge authorities and challenge oppressors. Not everybody have the grace. Our brothers in the riverine might not have that grace, but our duty is to continue to remind them that there is need for them to stand up. That pipeline guardian giving them billions will not amount to nothing but more and more slavery. It is a part of education. Like Mazi Solomon is saying, that we need to go there with resources. The best resources we can go there is the resources of wisdom, knowledge, the resources of education. Because even if IPOB pumping billions, it's not still going to change their mindset. The only thing that can change their mindset is the level of awareness we can create and make them start seeing things from a different perspective. Make them start seeing that it is not all about money, that you can actually take this loan and you don't even do anything with it. Now, Nigeria want to give them loan. What skill have they acquired to use this loan for? Because I've seen it in the news. Just to keep them in more perpetual bondage. But if they understand that this loan is another danger, that it is another perpetual bondage, they will reject it and go for their freedom. Now, one thing you need to understand is that during the slavery in America, some slaves were pampered while others were punished. Just like they are pampering our people in the riverine area today. They make them just to feel more important than the others, because they need them to continue to divide the eastern region in such a way that they will feel, you know how much way they don't give us. Igbo people say they never give them anything. You know, they make them feel that importance. Say, oh boy, say, you know, if you compare now, oh boy, you know how much, these are the things that have also been practiced in the past. But one thing I can tell you is that at the position we occupy, the knowledge that we have comes from a supernatural concept. It is not just something that we picked on the way. We are born with it. And it is a special grace that God has given to us. And that is why today the whole Nigeria is boiling. Everybody is calling for referendum. Why? Because the God has put the Igbo man in that position to bring that attention and liberate everybody around him. Kola, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for that call.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Mazi Solomon, we have to start rounding it up now.
Yeah. Yeah, we have even taken more than we expected. Anyway, it has been a great conversations with Biafran this evening. At least everybody feel relaxed in his house, in his comfort zone. We are able to aim his mind and make his contributions. I know everybody has something to offer. If we continue like this, it might be hour upon hours, but to some certain point, we just need to go and have rest and come back again. Because so we are going to be winding down from here. I transmitted from Australia in the city of Sydney. So it was a morning. This is just 6 minutes past 12 p.m. at my end, and which I know that Mazi Patrick has been in the midnight and has also gone beyond. It must be early morning.
2 a.m. Mazi, past 2
about
a.m.
some minutes past 2 a.m. 2 a.m. That's too early. That's the time that he's supposed to be sleeping. So we have done, and some of the viewers has also maintained the same time in their areas, and some are in their morning. We do appreciate you for being part of this very program, for your contribution, and for your support, for your comment. And we wish to come on your way again, and we ask you to get ready to join us when we come on your way. Thank you very much, Mazi Patrick, for making me part of this very program. And as you try to catch me again, I will be here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Definitely.
And God bless you.
I would like to host you along
and God bless our leader, FreeMaziNnamdiKanu, wherever he is. He's already blessed. And he's already blessed because the angel of God promised to camp round about him, because God said, I will camp round about them that fears me. So the angel of God are camping round about him. They are taking care of him. I have no cause for fear. I believe that he is in the hand of God. And what is committed in the hand of God, nobody can take it away. His life is hidden in God. So it's hard for any Janjaweed to take his life. So every poison they are giving to him in that very place is converting into vitamins
and
that
nutrition.
So that's why his body is shining, despite the sufferings that they melted against him, and yet he's bouncing. So God will continue to bless him, and that woman that God used to bless him, that is his wife, we must continue to pray for that woman, because I know it takes the grace of God for her to be able to go through all the pains that has been around this period. So it takes the grace of God. She is a lioness, and God has placed him there. And God who placed her there also is taking control and is providing all her need. So she will never feel the absence of her husband, because God is in control. And the children can never feel the absence of their father, because God is in control. We continue to remind and pray for her, that God will continue to bless her as he has been. And we say to you, Mazipat, God must not fail to bless you. God must not fail to bless you this year. This year, I'm expecting that this very year you must be Mr. and Mrs. And that is my high expectation. And the first attempt should be triplet, and that is my blessing for you, because you have worked for Biafra. The God of Biafra will work for you. And everyone who is working for Biafra, the God of Biafra will work for them. I have worked for Biafra, and the God of Biafra is working for me. And here I am, as I'm living as a king in my own mansion, and I'm being blessed left and right. The battle that come on my way today, if not for the God of Biafra, they wanted to take away my life. The medical condition was worst, but God defended me, and did everything to make me to be victorious and to be speaking with you today. If not, you would have just heard something different. But God has done it in his infinite mercy. And he continued to bless Biafrans all over the world. There is nobody that is serving with an open heart in this Biafran struggle that is not being blessed. Even then, that with a bullet wound and this, the way the heart of them, the way the position of their heart is, you will know that these men are blessed. Even then that are suffering in the prison. Because we are not here just to count about the comfort we have enjoyed. Even in our suffering, we are blessed people. Thank you so much, Mazi Patrick. God will continue to remember everyone of us. We'll keep moving forward till Biafra is restored. As I answer to that Biafran guy that called, we will not sing the Lord songs in a strange land. We will sing it in the land which the Lord has given us to inherit. There you will know my original name. There you will know my Igbo name. There you will call me by the original name which I was called by Chukwu Okike Abiama. But for now, if we don't fight to restore Biafra, another English name might be added to my name. And for it not to happen, we must fight to restore Biafra.
God forbid, Mazi. God
come
forbid.
Your way again. My name remains Solomon Peter. Bye.
Thank you, Mazi Solomon. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the time you've given to us. And I also want to appreciate every Biafran who have made their contribution, those who called in, those who dropped their comment. We want to say thank you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for holding on. Thank you for staying till the end of the program. It's my pleasure to have you. And I hope to see you guys soonest. I'll be hosting the radical evangelist from Biafra land who is doing a great job on the ground by 4 p.m. Biafra time. So join me as we have interactive section with him on this platform. Until I meet you again, my name remains Ikem Patrick DK. Have a wonderful morning, evening, night, wherever you might be, and God bless you all.
Let's go. Criminals they rule. Now what in them they call it that country? Republic of crime. Country where criminally they wear face mask of the president. They rule the country now. Republic of crime. A country where terrorists in a chief of army staff. Now which kind country be that? Republic of crime. Country where you look at the mouth, you look at the mind to rise up against bad government. Country where social media they control the youth, they make the youth, they wallow in the dark. Something happened the last time I talk. Zombie said them go beat me. Something happened the last time I sing. Zombie threatened to arrest me. Something happened the last time I talked. Zombie chased me for house. But bandits kill people for Boronu. Nobody threatened to kill them. X-Men kill people for Kaduna. Nobody threatened to arrest them. PSS kill people for Enugu. Nobody threatened to jail them. Maybe you wanna know the reason why. You wanna know the reason why. Terrorism is their way of life. But freedom of speech is a crime to you. If you talk, you go die, you belle. If you no talk, you go die, you belle. If you yan, you go die, you belle. Even if you no yan, you go die. Democracy is dead in Nigeria. We don't die, you guys since 1960. Them murder them, them shoot them.